In the rapidly evolving world of financial technology or fintech, companies like Wise have fundamentally changed how we think about and manage money, especially across international borders. As a financial expert, I often get asked not just what is Wise, but also who owns Wise. This is a crucial question for anyone entrusting their money to a financial institution, as ownership sheds light on a company's governance, long-term vision, and accountability. Let's demystify the ownership of Wise, formerly TransferWise, breaking it down into easily digestible parts. The visionaries, founders Kristo Carmen and Taavet Henriques. Every great company begins with an idea and the people passionate enough to bring it to life. Wise's story starts with two Estonian friends, Kristo Carmen and Taavet Henriques, in 2011. Their personal frustrations with the high fees and poor exchange rates charged by traditional banks for international money transfers sparked the inspiration for Wise. Taavet Henriques was the first employee at Skype and was paid in euros, but lived in London and needed to pay his UK bills in pounds. Kristo Carmen worked for Deloitte in London, earning pounds, but had a mortgage in Estonia that needed to be paid in euros. They devised a simple yet revolutionary workaround. They would exchange money directly with each other, using the real mid-market exchange rate and avoiding bank fees. This peer-to-peer concept formed the bedrock of Wise. While they no longer hold the majority ownership, their vision and commitment to transparency remains central to the company's ethos. Kristo Carmen currently serves as the CEO, continuing to steer the company's direction. From startup to public company, the journey of ownership. Wise's journey from a small startup operating out of Kristo's kitchen to a global financial giant involved several stages of funding and a significant shift in its ownership structure. Early seed funding. Initially, the company relied on investments from angel investors and venture capitalists who believed in their disruptive model. Notable early investors included Sir Richard Branson, the founder of the Virgin Group, which brought significant attention and credibility to the fledgling company. Venture capital, VC, investments. As Wise grew, it attracted substantial investments from prominent venture capital firms. These firms provide capital in exchange for equity ownership stakes in promising growth companies. Their involvement helped Wise scale its operations, expand into new markets, and develop new features like the multi-currency account and debit card. While individual VC firms might have held significant stakes at various points, their ownership typically evolves as the company matures. Employee ownership. A key aspect of Wise's ownership philosophy is its commitment to its employees, often referred to as Wisers. The company has an employee share scheme, allowing current and former employees to own a piece of the company they helped build. This fosters a strong sense of ownership and aligns employee interests with the company's success. Going public. The direct listing on the London Stock Exchange, LSE, a major turning point in Wise's ownership story, occurred in July 2021 when it went public, listing its shares on the London Stock Exchange, LSE, under the ticker symbol WISE. Unlike a traditional initial public offering (IPO), Wise opted for a direct listing. In a direct listing, a company sells its existing shares directly to the public without raising new capital or involving investment banks to underwrite the offering. This approach is often chosen by well-established companies that don't need to raise a large amount of new money, but want to allow their early investors and employees to sell their shares to the public. This means that a significant portion of Wise's ownership is now held by public shareholders. Who are the current owners? A diverse landscape. Today, the ownership of Wise is broadly distributed, reflecting its status as a publicly traded company. It's a mix of institutional investors. These are large organizations that invest on behalf of their clients. They include asset management firms. Companies like BlackRock, Vanguard Group, Baillie Gifford and Company, and Capital Research and Management Company are among the top institutional shareholders. These firms manage vast portfolios and hold significant stakes in publicly traded companies, including Wise, often because they see long-term growth potential. Pension funds and mutual funds. These funds also hold shares as part of their diversified investment strategies. Individual investors, retail shareholders. Since Wise is publicly traded, anyone with a brokerage account can buy its shares. This means millions of individual investors around the world own a piece of Wise. This democratizes ownership, allowing everyday people to invest in the company's future.